Travel is the ultimate class divider. For most, it is an endurance test. Lines, security theater, and shrinking legroom. It is something to be survived. Then there is first class, a world where the champagne is vintage, the doors slide shut, and the ticket costs more than a Honda Civic. Most people believe this is the ceiling. They think this is as good as it gets. They are wrong. There is a level above first class, a level where you don't buy a ticket, you buy the plane. Today on Velvet and Bolt, we are comparing the world's best commercial experience, Emirates First Class, against the largest, most expensive private object on Earth, the Boeing 747-8 VIP, the $20,000 vacation versus the $500 million flying estate. To understand the value of $20,000, you have to realize that the luxury begins before takeoff. You do not take an Uber to the airport. Emirates sends a chauffeur to your front door. At the airport, you bypass the chaos entirely. In Dubai, first-class passengers have their own terminal. No queues, no shoes off. You walk straight into the first-class lounge, which is less of a waiting room and more of a five-star hotel spanning the entire length of the concourse. Here you have a cigar bar with top-shelf Havanas, a sommelier to guide you through a wine cellar, and a spa offering complimentary treatments. You could easily forget you have a flight to catch. And when you do board, you don't walk down a jet bridge with the masses. You take a dedicated elevator directly to the upper deck of the A380. Once on board, you enter your private suite. Gold trim, ambient lighting, and sliding doors that seal you off from the aisle. This is your cocoon for the next 14 hours. The seat is a marvel of engineering, capable of a zero-gravity position NASA developed to reduce pressure on the body. But the real luxury here is the dine-on-demand service. In economy, you eat when you're told. In first, you eat what you want, when you want. Whether it's 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., a crew member will set your table with white linen, Royal Doulton china, and Robert Welch cutlery to serve you wild caviar and lobster thermidor. You are not a passenger here, you are a guest. If isolation gets boring, you walk to the back of the upper deck, the onboard lounge. This isn't a galley, it's a cocktail bar at 40,000 feet. You stand there sipping a Hennessy Paradise, which retails for over $1,000 a bottle, chatting with fellow elites while flying at Mach 0.85. And then the ultimate flex, the shower spa. It sounds ridiculous, and it is. The A380 carries nearly 600 gallons of water just for this. You have 5 minutes of hot water, heated floors, and fluffy towels. Landing in New York smelling like Bulgari instead of recycled air is a privilege that justifies the price tag alone. But let's be honest, even in Emirates First, you are still playing by someone else's rules. You fly on their schedule, you land at their terminals, you cannot smoke, you cannot bring your own chef, and most importantly, you are sharing the air with 500 other people just below the floorboards. For the billionaires, public is a dirty word. They don't want a suite, they want the whole sky. This is the Boeing 747-8 VIP. The commercial version carries 400 passengers. This version carries one owner. It starts as a green aircraft, an empty hollow shell that costs roughly $400 million. Then the owner spends another $100 million on the interior. This isn't decorated, it is engineered. Companies like Greenpoint Technologies spend years soundproofing the hull so that when you sleep, the decibel level is quieter than a suburban library. The layout, whatever you desire. Most of these flying palaces feature a majlis, a traditional Arabian sitting room for hosting dignitaries. There is a dining room for 14 guests, served by a full commercial galley. We are not talking about reheated meals. We are talking about a Michelin star chef cooking fresh Wagyu steak at 35,000 feet. The master stateroom is the crown jewel, situated in the nose of the plane, the quietest part of the aircraft, right under the cockpit. It features a king-sized bed and a master bathroom with a full-sized shower and gold-plated fixtures. No 5-minute water limit here. But the true luxury of the 447 VIP is the aeroloft, a hidden upper deck located above the main cabin, filled with sleeping berths for your staff. Because you don't travel alone, you travel with assistants, bodyguards, and nannies. They sleep upstairs, invisible, appearing only when summoned. So, what is the difference between 20,000 and 500 million? On Emirates, you are paying for service. You are paying to be pampered. But with the Flying Palace, you are paying for time and freedom. You depart when you want. You land at small, private executive airports, skipping customs entirely. You can fly 8,000 nautical miles without stopping. It is the closest thing a human being can get to true, absolute liberty. One is a ticket, the other is a superpower. Which seat would you take? The suite with the champagne or the empty palace in the sky? Let us know in the comments below. This is Velvet and Vault. We'll see you in the next one.